Speak in such a way that others love to listen to you, and listen in such a way that others love to speak to you. Very rightly said. Hello friends, I'm Nafisa from the podcast Basics to Bloom, and I'm really excited to share with you all that I have come up with a new season which is titled as Let's Vibe High, and this is my episode which is titled as The Calling. So keep listening to Basics to Bloom podcast to know more about it. After all, you are just another me, and I am just another you, as said by Rumi. Hello friends, welcoming you all to another brand new season which is titled as Let's Vibe High, and I am your host from the podcast Nafisa, welcoming you all to this episode which is titled as The Calling. Yes, the name may sound little weird, The Calling, but it's a real thing that has happened, and I just cannot resist my inner calling, or what you say as my inner voice. So this has been for last 1 year I have been resisting this voice or inner call of mine, which was like I have to come up with this season which is called as which I titled as Let's Vibe High. Now this is going to be very short season with some 5 or 6 episodes probably, or maybe some 6, 7. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to record for this season, but it's really divinely guided thing which I have been resisting the calling actually, and that's why I have to come up. I just now, even with my choked voice, I'm unable to speak, but most of my recordings are done with this choked throat chakra of mine. I have to go on with this. I hope you enjoy this season. I'll just brief you a little bit about what this season will be all about actually. It's again a spiritual thing, the journeys that I'm going through, and the awakening phases that are there. Apart from that, here it is completely going to be a conversational sort of season where I'll be inviting all my podcast or all my spiritual gurus from whom mentors and gurus from whom I have been taking guidance throughout for the last 2 years after my awakening. In fact, it's more than 2 years when I got a soul call that who am I? I always had this question that who am I and why I am here on this planet? What am I supposed to do with my life? For since childhood I was a little weird kind of child. I was not like normal kid, right? Not very much obedient kind of, cannot follow the normal rules, cannot obey the rules how my other siblings and cousins used to do. So I have always been rebellious. I was not able to adjust with certain things in my life, and I had the quest to know more about world and hereafter, and why I am here. Am I just what I look like, or I have something different in me? Why I can't adjust with people? I had so many questions, that why I find myself always alone, why I cannot be like other kids. And even when I have grown up to this stage of mine, still I find it very weird that why I am like this, why I can't be like how other women, how other adults are. I always had this inner thing to know more about me and about the surrounding. And I had many questions which I was never getting the proper answers. And I, of course, as I am fond of Rumi actually. So Rumi, as he rightly said, that pain is where the light enters. So yes, I completely agree to that. I have been experiencing, we all have right now, throughout our life, we have to go through certain situations, certain, phases in our life and stages where we have to go through tremendous trauma and pain. And that is actually where the change happens, the transformation happens. So similarly, after going through all these lot of traumas and lot of situational circumstances which were unavoidable, all of a sudden my soul, it gave me a shocking truth that now come on, you have to wake up. Enough of being in the human form. You have to wake up and become very much like a soul being. So here in this journey or this season, which I have titled as Let's Vibe High, I'll be discussing a few points which I came across, and by the grace of God, I got few very amazing mentors in my life, so who has been guiding me since last more than 2 years. I am under their guidance in my spiritual journey. Throughout, they are there. And again, I have read it somewhere, and it's absolutely true that when a disciple is ready, the guru enters. So that is what has exactly happened in my life. Though these people some of them were always I was always surrounded, but then I was not able to recognize that these people again will be going to be in my future journey, right? So few are like them I met, and few were amazingly I met all of a sudden through some guidance, through some common friends. So that is how I met these mentors and gurus in my life. I consider them more like gurus because it's something spiritual, so I want to call them as gurus. Mentor is very much, is a logical thing, whereas I am now into a magical thing, right? So I am in a phase where I am trying to combine logic and magic both, and that is where my gurus are helping me. And yes, my ancestors, my guardian angels, my archangel, I am very much fond of my archangel Michael, we call him as Archangel Michael. So he's always there with me. I take guidance from him as well, and of course many more things are there. So keep listening to Basics to Bloom podcast to know more about. If you resonate with this, very few people will definitely resonate, but if you find it relevant, then do listen. And this is something really amazing, guys. You will get to know many things which, on a spiritual journey, you may encounter or you may not. So we all are on a journey, and I respect each one's journey and each one's inner calling. So my humble request to everyone, before commenting or judging, make sure that you are going through that experience. Maybe you are not ready right now, so we need to know that certain things in life are exclusively meant for certain people, and probably what you are going through right now, I may not be at that stage, and with what I am going through right now, you may not be at that stage, right? So we need to respect each other's journey and each other as a human being, as a powerful soul. So with that note, I sign off, and keep listening to Basics to Bloom podcast to know more about it. Apart from that, God bless you all. Keep smiling and stay happy.